What's up, you guys? Today we got another package, and this one is a little bit different. Now, I have cut it open on the side, but I haven't taken anything out, and I do know what's in here. Well, I know what game it is, but I don't exactly know what's in here, so I guess we'll find out together. So let's get to it. Okay, this is a brand new game, and it's not a traditional trading card game like you would think. This is different. This is actually real. Oh, hey, there's another thingy. I'm curious, is anything else in here? Nope. We can throw that over on the floor. This is a game called Zoo Tiles Hime. It's really interesting, like tile placement game that plays. Honestly, it plays like a cross between like a trading card game and what's the best way to describe it? Maybe with like a little bit of chess-like influence, almost kind of like dominoes, right? So you're gonna play down tiles, and they could fight against each other, and you try to score points, and your opponent's trying to prevent you from scoring points. So there's some chess-like elements. The board is open, but you do have a hand of tiles, and you're trying to score points instead of like kills. So there's like a lot of mashups to it, but it's really interesting looking. I don't know what this says. We should read it. Hey, me. That's me. Thanks so much for taking the time to review Zoo Tiles Hime. I really appreciate it. If there is ever a time you need a rules clarification, or if you're just curious about the state of the game, please do feel free to reach out to me directly. Thanks again, and best. And that is from Josh. I think his name's pronounced Josh Bakken. Really cool dude. I've talked with him a lot over the course of the couple months that we've been talking back and forth. I'm curious what this is. And so after he reached out to me about the game, I went on and looked at what the game was about, and I was just kind of floored by the strategy. Hey, look, it's a poster. It's still going. This poster is not going to fit onto the... We're just going to keep on going. We're just... There it is. We made it to the end. Okay, I should just do this. It's not going to fit. Okay, so like I said, it's a strategic tile game, and as you can see, it's got a very distinct, very anime art style. It's got the I don't know enough about waifus to know if that's appropriate to say, but I'm just gonna live with it. I'm just gonna go with it. It's definitely got the like the anime girl vibe, but it's really cool. Like, especially like, look at the horse, of which this whole thing is centered around, I should say at first, it's centered around the Chinese zodiac to a certain degree. And so there's different characters with regards to like the different zodiac symbols. So for example, horse, which is my zodiac symbol, dog, and you're gonna see more like tiger, and there's some variants as well. But let's dive into the box and talk about what this really plays like, and take a look at some of the things that you would get in a box, which I do believe is coming very soon to online retail. I think you can actually pre-order already, and it's like actually pretty cheap. So let's take a look at and see what's inside of this box. As you see, it's 2 players, but the more I heard descriptions of it, the more I realized the way that this plays, you can play 3 to 4 players. It says 25 to 50 minutes, which is probably really based on the amount of players, more so than if the game goes super long. But it could be. I don't know. It could be. Is that opened? Yay, it's opened. Let's dig into this thing. So it plays, like I said, very similar to a card game in that you have a deck of tiles. And yes, you can buy tile sleeves. There are tile sleeves. Oh, look, a nice little rule book. So you're going to be playing cards or tiles from your hand. And the goal of the game... Oh, that's really nice. I like the design there. The goal of the game is to score 12 points, okay? And you're going to score points by making squares with tiles, like a 2x2 square. That would score you points based on the number of tiles you've made a square with. So technically, you could win the entire game in one like point scoring if you could score 12 tiles, remove 12 tiles from the board, which is kind of cool when you think about it. You can break it into rounds, I guess, because not rounds. It's not really rounds, I would imagine, because you are going about taking tiles off the board, putting tiles on the board. But you're playing down tiles that are creatures. You're playing down tiles that are actions, and there's a really cool action-reaction system within the game that I want to talk about as we look through this. But these are what the tiles look like. Let me take these thingies off and show you the size. That came off wrong. Yeah, we're just gonna pretend I didn't say that. Oh, these are just like little thingies. Oh, that's cool. So let's take a look at the art. So again, The art is so cool in this game, especially if you're really into anime. So we have tiger, and looking at a tile, this would be like a creature that you'd play. This is the symbol that they are. So she is a tiger, it says tiger, but she is the symbol of the tiger. And just like in the Zodiac, they have different things that they're compatible with. Things that kind of works into where you place them and how you score points and how they can team up, that sort of stuff, okay? They also have a strength and an intelligence, and that comes into effect when you are trying to fight and remove your opponent's stuff, your opponent's tiles, okay? There are multiples, it looks like. Let's see how many. I'm kind of curious. 1, 2, 3, and these are all the same. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 tigers. I would imagine that would mean there would be 8 dogs. Taking a look at the dog. As you can see, she's a dog, and she's compatible with all of these on the side. She has 3 strength, 3 intelligence. And I might as well, let's just double check. I might as well say, so when you're battling in this game, it's a really interesting little feature and strategy aspect to it, where based on the placement of your tiles, they will the tiles that you place will team up and battle against the tile that you're battling. And so your placement of things is like huge in the game. It's really important to place things exactly where you want them, because you can use them or not use them based on where you put them. And there are action or reaction cards, kind of like spells and really any action in any other game. It's a thing you play down and resolve. And there are reactions to that, so you can play something down and your opponent can play a reaction on top of that. As you can see, this is a reaction, and this is an action. And for example, if you wanted to play this down and do it, it would do the text, but your opponent always has the opportunity to react on top of that. And this is the system that I was totally floored by, and it's not like the most original thing in the world because some other games do this, but the fact that it's so tactile with tiles makes it really interesting to me. So for example, if your opponent wanted to play this action, they'd play it down. And if you wanted to, from your hand, play a reaction to that, you could take it from your hand and put it on top. And then if they wanted to react with this card, for example, or this tile, then they would play that on top. And then you'd keep going until you'd either just run out of reactions or until you're just not wanting to play anything. And at that point, you would start resolving things in reverse order. So the thing on top goes, and you resolve it. The next thing happens and you resolve that, and you'd work your way down the stack until you've gotten to the point where you're back to the beginning, and then you resolve that and it would be done. Now if something, for example, affects what would have happened to this to the board state when you play the action, if something happened before it, then this one would just fizzle. So it's a really interesting little thing that you can see. It's very tactile, like I play this, you play that, I play this, resolve it going down, and there's effects like that throughout the game. Really, really cool. But let's just talk about the fact that the art is also really, really cool. And we're playing with tiles, which is super interesting. So there's effects on all of these actions and reactions. Some of them are only reactions, as you saw a moment ago. Some of them are actions and reactions, and some of them are just actions, like this one. This one says discard all creatures neighboring each, and I can't see what symbol that is. Oh, each tiger. So if you were playing like a tiger-heavy tile deck, if you were playing a tiger-heavy one, then depending on where you placed your tigers across the board, and again, you're just playing on like a table, and the way you're going to play is based on like a grid fashion, then you could like place these all over, play this action, and just like board wipe your opponent to make dirty things happen, which is super cool to me. There's items in the game as well. As you can see here, this one has 3 strength and 0 intelligence, but it has an effect attached to it. And I'm not going to dig through literally everything, but let's go through another stack and see what we have as well. You know what? We might as well dig through everything. Why not, right? Why else are we here? Why else are we here? So we've got the rabbit. She's kind of cool looking, and she's again compatible with all of these on the side. She's got 1 strength and 3 intelligence, and I would imagine that there's 8 copies of her as well. Now there are, I think, planned to be some sort of expansion packs to this so that you can pick up different, I don't want to call them affiliations, and I don't even know, depending on the expansion thing, I'm not sure if there's going to be like a different theme that comes out, and I imagine there will be at some point, and perhaps like a different art style would be really cool. Like they just mess around with it because the mechanics here are really interesting. This is an obstacle. It has strength and intelligence, and I would imagine that because it's an obstacle, in order to do things around it, you'd probably have to remove it. As a reaction, you can place a rabbit you control under this tile. And as an action, you can take a rabbit from under this tile and place it into an empty space. Ooh, that's interesting. If this tile is discarded from the playing area, discard all rabbits in the hole. That's cool because it's a rabbit hole. I dig it. Super cool. Oh, it's super interesting. Look at that. What's going on here? She's just like, she's loaded for bear, ready to go to that pool, followed by a bunch of ducks. That is so hilarious. And then she's going to knock that chick over into the sandcastle she made. Sad day. Everybody, sad day. F's in the chat for the sad day. When pigs fly. So this is a pig rabbit deck. I'm going to guess. Oh, oof. Sometimes my students at school say things, and I just think, oof. That's just straight up what happened earlier today. Push is an action. Look at the art on cage. She just straight trapped in a cage. We have push. She's just getting... She's just getting hardcore pushed. What is she being pushed into? A bath. She's being pushed into a bath because she's the pig being pushed into a bath. I love that. That's hilarious. That is super fun. Yeah, so it's a rabbit. And where's the pig? Did I skip over the pig? No, wait, hold on. There's just a rabbit thing. I would imagine that there's pig. Oh, I know there's a pig somewhere. Maybe it's not separated by decks. But this is all coming in the singular box that we just opened, which again you can go and pre-order, but again you can read through the rule book that comes with it. I'm not sure that cool poster comes with it. I think that's just for us to put up behind me. Is there room? I can't even get this stupid plastic off. How dumb am I? Let's just fix that. Let's fix it. Problem solved. Goodness gracious, even that was difficult. Guys, come on. Life is hard sometimes, but you just gotta battle through. You never know. You never know what's on the other side. Don't give up. That's true. That's some truth in there. Oh, here's the pig. Oh my gosh, there's so many tiles. So the pig has 3 strength, 4 intelligence. It's kind of synergized with all of these creatures, and I'm glossing over a lot of the particulars as to how the battling works and that sort of thing, and I'll get to that here in a moment. I just wanted to see a little bit of this sweet tileage. This tileage. And again, he actually has produced, Josh, the guy who has been creating this game for a while, he actually produced tile sleeves, which look really cool. We have the ram here. She's just having some cotton candy. Gotta get the cotton candy. She's a 4 strength, 2 intelligence creature. Apparently they had an original art style for this that was a little bit more like American art, and then they tried this one out and people loved it. I think I see why, because it's pretty hilarious, pretty cool looking. We have a meteor action reaction. We've got an extinction action, which is really cool. She's just trapped in amber. I had not prepared myself for the snuggle party. It's an action that you can choose a rabbit that you control. You now control creatures neighboring that rabbit, as long as those creatures remain neighbors to the rabbit. Wow, that's super interesting. Rabbit habit. Oh, that's interesting. And the final one that we haven't opened yet, but we are opening now. Oh my god, that was way easier. I should have just started with that. I should have led with that. Just turn it on its side, and it would figure itself out. What was I thinking? I don't know. Oh, yes, let's go. That is so cool. She's a centaur archer. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. 4-3, so she's got 4-3, 4 strength, 3 intelligence is what I was trying to say. Let's split this in half so it's easier to hold. And again, we've got 8, looks like, yeah. We've got a golden bone, which is kind of interesting. Golden bone, wooden horse. That's fun. 7-5. It's an item. As an action, you can replace one wooden horse with it. Is it with a horse? Yeah, with an actual horse. Oh, that's cool. So it pretends to be a horse until it actually is a horse. Kind of like Trojan horse. Oh, hey, we have some happy tigers. Oh my god, this is friends with everybody. Look at that. Must replace a tiger. All creatures are compatible with Happy Tiger, and Happy Tiger is compatible with all creatures. It's a 5/2. Really interesting. Do we have only one of those? Oh, very cool. Elementary. She's just reading that book. Silly Accident. Lightning. Got Powerful Kick. That's funny. Gallop. She's literally a centaur mail deliverer, which is exactly the job they would excel at. She has been lassoed. And then Nay. Just straight up Nay is the name of the card. 10th annual Nay competition. That's funny. Hey, I appreciate a game that that can make me laugh, make some jokes like that. Okay, so here's the cool thing about this game, and I want to kind of show you the way that it would look if you were playing down tiles. So let's just assume that you and you're on that side, I'm on this side. You and I are playing a game together, and we have our little hand of tiles, and at this point it's my turn, and I'm gonna fix the thing here. At this point it's my turn, and so I'm gonna place down a tile like this, and I'm placing it this way so I can see the character face up towards me. Okay, your turn, you can play down a character, and you can play it on the side, on basically adjacent on any side. Okay, so you can play it over here, over there, and over here. So let's say, for example, you place it over there, right? And then I could place a tile. I'm gonna pick one from a different stack. I could place this tile, and I would place it like right here, perhaps. And you'd be like, oh snap, I'm about to score some points, because in order to score points, you want to complete a square, right? You want to complete a square. So, for example, oh, this would actually not score points. Let's put that one right back. Silly me. Silly me. This one would score points. So you would play, and you would place this one here. The moment someone completes a square, we stop everything and we check to see if all of these things are compatible with each other. So for example, this tiger, it's friends with a horse, oh, this one doesn't score, I don't think either. A horse, a dog, and a pig. Okay, so that means the dog and the tiger are compatible. And we can see over here that the rabbit is compatible with the ram, because it's right there, right? And then the rabbit's also compatible with the dog, because it's got the symbol. Now, if this, and I think I'm seeing this correctly because I'm upside down, this ram is not technically compatible with the tiger, but let's pretend that it were. If you were to play that down, then, seeing that they're all compatible, you would pick all tiles up that you made into a square, and then you'd score all these, so you'd score 4 points. Okay, and the goal of the game, in order to win, is to score 12 points. So you just have to pick up 12 tiles off the board by making squares. Now in this instance, as I mentioned, those points don't actually score because in that instance the ram didn't match the tiger. And that's okay for me, because you didn't score points on me. If you wanted to, for example, then fight, instead of playing a tile down, you'd burn a tile from your hand like this, and you'd say, I want one of my tiles to fight one of your tiles. And if you have any tiles that are like adjacent to your others, or like, for example, if you wanted your ram, which is right here, to fight my tiger, your ram is also kind of teamed up. It's ganging up on the tiger with your dog. So they're both like this, ganging up. So you'd combine these, and you'd count up the points from strength and intelligence and combine those numbers. Now, in order to win a fight, let's take these away, for example. In order to win a fight, you have to beat their strength and their intelligence. So, for example, the strength is 4, intelligence is 2. Strength is 5, intelligence is 2. So you can't win this fight unless you play an action that makes yours stronger, or play something that makes my stuff weaker. Or you gang up and you would play like this, where your 4 and 2 combine with your 3 and 3. And those numbers are powerful enough to beat my single tiger. That's a 5/2. Unless I had some tiles around it that I wanted to play. And if they're touching as well, see my tiles here are facing me and those ones are facing upside down. These ones are attacking the tiger. They'd team up and they'd count their points up and try to fight this. But all 3 of mine are all touching together. Mine would count up, and this is my understanding right before I read the rule book and realize I did it wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is right. Mine would all calculate up, and mine would destroy yours. So once something is killed, it gets removed from the board. That's how the game works in a nutshell. and it is super interesting to me. I want to give this a shot. I want to give this a try. I think the art style looks really fun. I think some of the cards that I just looked at are really hilarious looking. I want to try playing it down because it really does feel very tactical in nature. If you're holding a hand of tiles and you're deciding, okay, I'm going to play this down, and then he plays something else. You know, the idea of trying to play around your opponent, trying to make squares, trying to pick your battles when it's time to battle, and burn a card or a tile from your hand. Trying to deduce if they have a reaction or an action that makes it worse for you to attack. There's lots of strategy and depth, it appears to me. So let me know what you think about this game in a comment below. If you like seeing new game featurettes and you'd like to see more of this game, leave me a like and a subscribe. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching.